again, and welcome to another episode of I Want to Talk About This Album. And it's been quite a while, hasn't it? It's been some time since we've seen each other. I think it's been about maybe close to, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, maybe even 14 days. I'm not sure. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Hello, nice to see you again. And if you've missed me, if you've been wondering where I am, I've been busy. Yes, I have other things to do with my life other than entertain you people. And by you people, I mean Mike Pratt, maybe Kirk Desmond, Dallas, some of my Mexican friends. But I'm back. Don't fret, don't worry. I'm here for you. All right. And if I look any different, it's because I have a new tattoo. If you want to see it, there it is. It's a banana. I don't know if you can see it or not. I had a friend, Burcu, visiting from Turkey all last week, and we got matching tattoos. That's right, matching tattoos. They're exactly identical, except hers is a cactus and a sun, and mine is a banana. Other than that, they're identical matching tattoos, and that's one of the things that I was busy doing. Anyway, so I'm back, trying to get back into it, doing this album, Kiss Double Platinum. I've got a bonus. I don't know if there's room for me to put that in the title of this video, but I got a little bonus because I was at El Chopo the other day, and when I was at El Chopo, I found a cool bonus, which I'll talk about and I'll show you right now. This is it. This is a Mexican. It's called Casablanca Disco, and there's the cover. And I got one of these last year. I think I showed it. It was that one was Dirty Livin', the worst Kiss song by the original lineup, but just a rotten song that song is. And Christine 16, strangely, was the B-side of that one. But this one is I Was Made for Loving You, or as you can see in Spanish, it's called Nací para Amarte. You can see that right there. And then the B-side, if you turn over, it's the B-side, and it's Charisma or Carisma. All right. So here it is. Look at this. This is kind of cool, I guess. It's green. Yeah, and this is an original. Yeah, I didn't know that they even made green records back then. This is an original one from, I guess, 1979. It's pretty cool. The one I got last year, the not Hard Times, Dirty Livin' and Christine 16 was yellow. This one is green. Isn't that something? Yeah, that's kind of cool. This one is actually beat up. I see. It's open on both sides. I think it's not supposed to be like that. But it's kind of cool. And it was a decent price anyway. And pretty rare, I think. Kind of hard to find. Although the guy that I bought this from, he had 2 other copies. So if you want to go back, if you want to go and find this, you can still find it there at El Chopo. There it is. But the main attraction today is this shiny bastard right here. This is called Double Platinum. Clever, right? Platinum, I guess, because it's a platinum cover, silver, and because I guess Kiss albums at that time, so they claim anyway, we're being certified as double platinum. Also, it is a double album, so it's a double record. Now, this one is one of the very rare records that I got from eBay. I got this a couple of weeks ago from actually a guy in Quebec for a decent price. I wanted all these Kiss records new, but it seems that this double platinum new is pretty much impossible to get. And if you can find it, it's super expensive. And I don't care that much. It's a greatest hit. So it's not, it's kind of, I'm not a true completist. Why did I say it like that? I'm not a true completist, but I do want all the Kiss records. I don't care, honestly, about smashes, thrashes, and hits, or any of the other compilations. As far as I'm concerned, this is really the only one that is even semi-important. And my history with this, as far as I can remember, I didn't have this until, now I think I got this originally in 1985. I guess back then, I was a kid. I had Love Gun and Rock and Roll Over and Destroyer. And and the other ones, I guess I didn't feel like I needed this. So I got this, if I remember correctly, in 1985. And I want to say at that time it wasn't a gatefold like this one was. I could be wrong, but I seem to remember that. But it's kind of cool to have now. And it is a good collection. It's essentially all the songs, I think all of them were on the Alive and Alive 2. Obviously, these are the studio versions. Are there any exceptions here? The second song, "Do You Love Me," was not on a live, or well, live 2. "Hard Like a Woman," "Calling Dr. Love," "Let Me Go Rock and Roll." Yeah, every song except "Do You Love Me" was on Alive or Alive 2. And "Do You Love Me" was originally on Alive 2. It's on the Lost Alive 2. Anyway, so it's a pretty good collection. It's pretty much, I think, everything you need. It's just the first 6 albums. I've said that before, that Kiss is so easy to put into little compartments. You know, you get the first 3 records, then Alive, then the next 3 records, then Alive 2. Then there was this in 1978, and the solo records also in 1978. It's very easy to, you know, put Kiss into these little boxes or compartments. So it's kind of cool. And the embossed images on here are, I guess except for Aces, turned out to be the covers for the solo albums. Maybe Paul is a little bit different, but Gene's and Peter's for sure. And I don't know how well the camera can picture these embossed images, but there it is. And I'll show you inside. No, there's no packaging or anything. Just this Casablanca Records. Why can't I get that inside sleeve? There it is. And the record. It's the original record. It looks like this. As they did back then. Man, I love that Casablanca. Not just the logo, not just this, but the desert and everything. Very cool. All right. So not too much to say about this one. I did listen to it just a short time ago, and I had forgotten how many songs on this were different than the original studio versions. I'll try to remember to point them out if you're interested in that kind of thing. I never listened to this too much. As I said, if I got it in 85, I'd been into Kiss at that point for, 9 years. And so I never listened to this that much, but when I listened today, I thought, there's some songs some of them are noticeably different. Some of them have one small thing changed. I don't know. I'll try to point that out from the ones that I noticed. Maybe they're all different. I don't think so. And I don't really listen to especially the first 3 records. I stick with most of the live records. So there might be some changes that I'm not familiar with. So I'll start with the first one is Strutter 78, which I have the single, the Mexican single that I got at El Chopo last month. It's called Presumida 78. This is, I guess, the most obvious one, obviously different one. And I don't know and these ones, as I mentioned, that are different, I don't know if they were re-recorded or remixed. They're listed as remixed. It says remixed at Trident Studios, London, England, by Sean Delaney and Mike Stone, but then it specifically says Strutter 78, executive producer Jimmy Jenner, producers Kiss and Sean Delaney, engineered by Mike Stone. So I get the idea that Strutter 78 was recorded new and the other ones were remixed. So Strutter 78, I know some people get upset when bands remix or re-record or remaster or whatever they do, and some people don't like that. I don't really care. Actually, if anything, I like it. It's not like the original version that you know and love is disappearing and it's replacing with the new. It's just an addition to. So I think it's cool having an addition. This one, Strutter 78, I don't like it better. It's fine, I guess. It's I guess the most noticeable thing is the hi-hat. I think is a little bit faster in Strutter 78. Yeah, that's it. Next, as I mentioned, is Do You Love Me? I love Do You Love Me. It's a great one of my favorites on Destroyer. This one I don't think was touched. To me it sounded like the original. Next is Hard Like a Woman. This was definitely changed. Most notably was in the original version from Rock and Roll Over. The drums come in at the same time as the vocals. In this one, the drum, and there's some bass in there too. The drums and the bass come in. In this one, in the remix version, the drums come in after the first verse, or the first half of the first verse, the first couple of lines or something. Maybe some other differences too, but it's not a huge difference, but it is pretty easy to pick out. Calling Dr. Love is next. One of my favorite Kiss songs of any version. I don't care if it's live or remixed or the Rock and Roll Over version. Calling Dr. Love is a favorite of mine. This one is slightly, no, I would say more than slightly different. To me, this is probably the most obviously different one. It has that kind of, instead of the dun, 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 it has kind of a little build up to that, kind of a loop thing of Gene's, calling Dr. Love, something like that. And then dun, 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 dun. And also I'm trying to remember, I think it's after the solo. There are some changes there. I think this one doesn't have the "ooh, they call me" and the "ha." I think it's missing the "ha" in this one. But yeah, any version of Calling Dr. Love is great. And the last one on side one of record one is "Let Me Go Rock and Roll." That one I like it, but I was never a big fan of it. It's one of my ex-wife's favorite Kiss songs, and I don't think this was any different. Love Gun is the opener on side two, one of the all-time great Kiss songs. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired of it, but there's no denying that Love Gun is a great song. I don't think it was remixed on that one. I don't know why they didn't point out which ones were remixed and which were not, but I think Love Gun was the original version. God of Thunder is next. I know it's one of Gene's signature songs, and I like it. I like all Kiss songs, except that shitty song that I mentioned earlier, Dirty Living. That song sucks. Baby Driver's not so nice to hear either. But yeah, God of Thunder, I know a lot of people consider it a classic, and I do like it, but not a favorite. Okay? Firehouse is next. Firehouse was different. What was different about Firehouse? I think the end was different. The way it fades out, I think, was a little bit different. They started to sing one of the choruses again, and then it faded out. I'm not sure. I love Firehouse, by the way. I think it's a great song. Hotter Than Hell is next. She looked good. She looked hotter than hell. All dressed in satins and lace. I looked at her and it was much too... I had to get on the case. That's a great song. I don't think there's anything done to that. And I Want You is next. In the morning, I raise my head. And I'm thinking of Days Gone By. And the thing I want of life is, I Want You. That was not remixed. I think that was the original version. It's a great song. Side 3. This is weird. It's rock bottom, but it's only the intro. And it's a little bit shorter than the full complete intro on Dress to Kill. So I guess you could say that was a slight remix. And then it goes into Deuce. Was there anything different about Deuce or not? I don't think so. Maybe it just sounds a little bit different, but I don't think there's any. I can't remember. I think Deuce maybe was normal, although it was in the first album. I don't know, but I love Deuce. The first Kiss song I ever heard, the live version from Alive, was the first Kiss song I ever heard. So I'll always have a good spot in my heart for Deuce. 100,000 Years is next. Kind of that version on Alive, I'm trying to not talk about the live versions, but that version on Alive with the drum solo, one of the greatest moments in Kiss in their entire career, I think. This version, was it different, 100,000 Years? I feel like it was, but I can't remember. Detroit Rock City is next. And that bass, the intro, that galloping bass intro to 100,000 Years. Detroit Rock City is obviously different. They cut out the whole intro of the newscaster talking about the car crash in Pontiac, Michigan and everything. That's gone. There's also something different about that one, about Detroit Rock City. What is it? I think You Gotta Lose Your Mind in Detroit Rock City. I think they had that during... There's an extra one of those. Or Get Up, Everybody's Gonna Move Their Feet. Something was a little bit different about Detroit Rock City, including the obvious omission of the introduction. She is next. I love She. One of my... I don't know if it's in my top 5. I don't have an official top 5. But She is... I don't think She was any different. Next is Rock and Roll All Night. I think Rock and Roll All Night was also was not any different. And then the last side is the first song on the last side is Beth. I think Beth was the same, and I don't mind Beth, but come on. Making Love. Oh, Making Love, that riff. That's maybe like the one true Kiss heavy metal song that the riff. Come On and Love Me. I love that one too. I don't know if that one is was different or not. Can't remember. Nothing noticeable if it was. Cold Gin is next. I think that one was the same. And the last song is Black Diamond. That was definitely different. For sure, the end was different. I hate the intro, or the outro of the original version of the first Kiss album. That, you know, how they slow it down. Clearly filler. You know, they're just trying to extend the album. It's totally pointless. This one ends in a weird way. It ends with they kind of go back to the beginning. They loop around like that. The Out on the Streets for a Living, Paul Stanley singing that part. At the part in the original version where it normally slows down, they repeat the intro. So I kind of like that better, I think. Yeah, I would say definitely I like this the double platinum version of Black Diamond better than the original version. So that's it for Black Diamond. Or sorry, for Double Platinum. I think this is a really good representation of Kiss. It's pretty even. I mean, the song selection is great. Let's see how many songs each guy's. Let's see. I'm talking about vocals, not who wrote. Like, I mean, Ace obviously doesn't sing anything on here, but he wrote Cold Gin, and I know there's no writing credits, but I know Ace wrote Cold Gin. So singing, not too much Gene on here. There's how many does Peter Criss sing? Black Diamond, Beth, and Hard Luck Woman. So Peter has 3. Gene has Calling Dr. Love, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, God of Thunder. Paul Stanley wrote that, but Gene sings it, obviously. Deuce, She, Rock and Roll All Night is 6. Cold Gin is 7. So Gene sings 7, and Paul sings the other one. So Paul sings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Paul sings 10. Well, Peter and Paul both sing Black Diamond. So Peter 3, Gene 7, Paul 10. I think that was right. So there you go. I'm happy to have double platinum. It's not one that I'm going to listen to very often, but I do like having it. Kind of, as I said, to complete my not to complete my collection, but just to have in the collection. More Kiss coming up. I got another one when I was at El Chopo the other day. That there's a story behind that, so you have to stay tuned for that. I'm not sure when I get to it. But until then, this is Kiss Double Platinum.